So do you guys remember last month there was an article that came out saying that Nintendo was going to reveal the Switch 2 at Gamescom? And of course when it came out, everybody just kind of laughed and dismissed it as something that Nintendo would never do, but it seems like it actually happened. Kinda. Today we've got multiple reports that have come out from well-respected and reputable video game websites like Eurogamer and Video Games Chronicle talking about the fact that Nintendo may have actually shown their next generation hardware behind closed doors to developers at Gamescom, and some details on exactly what they might have seen. And reading through the information that they've gotten from their sources is making me very excited to talk about it with you guys, because these are definitely well-respected video game websites, so they wouldn't just come up with these things out of thin air to try to get people to click on their articles. So a lot of this stuff that they're saying wouldn't be the case unless they've actually heard it from people that they trust. Now real quick before we get started, I just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Temu. Temu is a brand new shopping app you can get on your phone or visit the website, and it has millions of amazing products for really low prices. When it comes to Nintendo stuff, you can find so many great accessories and products for your Nintendo Switch, like this really cool Zelda Tears of the Kingdom back cover panel that I got for mine. I even got a Switch game case for holding all of my cartridges and so much more, and they're all with really nice quality to last you for a long time. Right now, Temu is celebrating its 1-year anniversary, and you can download the app from the link in the description below and get a $100 coupon bundle using the code on screen. And it doesn't just stop at accessories either, you can even get Nintendo Switch consoles and lots of games for discounted prices right now by registering as a new user, so definitely click the link below and head on over to Temu to buy great Switch products at amazing prices, and thank you so much to Temu for sponsoring this video. Alright, so if we take a look at the article right here, it says, sources, Nintendo showed Switch 2 demos at Gamescom. The company is understood to have held private tech demos ahead of an expected 2024 launch. Nintendo showed off tech demos for its Nintendo Switch successor behind closed doors at Gamescom, it's understood. That's according to a new report from Eurogamer, which VGC can corroborate via our own sources. According to the publication, Nintendo privately showed invited developers specially prepared tech demos for its next generation games console, which could launch next year. One Switch 2 demo is understood to have been an improved version of the Switch launch title Zelda Breath of the Wild, running at a higher frame rate and resolution than the original game did on hardware targeting the new console specs, but there was no suggestion that the game will actually be re-released. So this is already really insane because of course Zelda Breath of the Wild is of course a very just insane game for kind of the scale that it is, a huge open world game, and obviously they do a lot of really nice tricks with the art style and everything to still make it look pretty on the Nintendo Switch, but the actual technical specifications of it, the game is running at like 900p, it's in 30 FPS and stuff, and it could really benefit from being 60 FPS in terms of combat and when you're hitting enemies and things like that. So the fact that this game now could be running at a higher frame rate with the power and capabilities of the next Nintendo system, and on the Switch 2, looking even crispier with better resolution, makes me very excited because we can definitely kind of see kind of ideas. There's already videos of like kind of exactly how this can look with the game running even better, and we've seen how good these games can look with other kind of modifications and stuff, so the fact that a game like this could look even better now is making me very excited. But the most insane part about this entire article is where it says right here, another VGC source claimed that Nintendo showcased Epic's impressive The Matrix Awakens Unreal Engine 5 tech demo, originally released to showcase the power of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X in 2021, running on target specs for its next console. The demo is said to have been running using Nvidia's DLSS upscaling technology with advanced ray tracing enabled and visuals comparable to Sony and Microsoft's current gen consoles. However, it should be noted that this does not mean that the Switch successor will support raw power anywhere near that of a PS5 or Xbox Series X, which aren't portable devices. DLSS, or Deep Learning Super Sampling, is a feature exclusive to Nvidia's graphics cards. On PC, it works by using AI to upscale the resolution of games, effectively allowing developers to achieve higher graphical settings and better frame rates on weaker hardware. According to Digital Foundry's analysis, DLSS at any normal distance looks almost as good as the real thing. Notably, Nintendo filed patents for potential AI upscaling technology plans back in March of 2020. The patents, which were made public in 2021, describe a process similar to the Switch's main functionality, where a game can run at one resolution while a device is being powered by a battery, but when plugged into a power socket or connected to a TV, the output can be upscaled to 1080p. Nintendo includes a diagram with the patent which shows a 540p image being upscaled to a 1080p one. It does, however, mention that other upscaling processes, including upscaling to 4K, would also be possible. Nintendo is yet to publicly discuss its next-gen console plans, but a recent VGC report indicated the company is planning to launch new hardware late next year. Although specific details on the hardware are being kept closely guarded, VGC sources indicated that the next-gen console would be able to be used in portable mode similar to the Nintendo Switch. Tokyo-based industry consultant Dr. Serkan Toto told VGC that a 2024 console launch would make sense for Nintendo since it's projected to see double-digit declines in hardware and software sales this year for Switch, which launched in March of 2017. And his quote right here was, "I would generally say that looking at Nintendo's financials, it seems clear that it's time for a new piece of hardware in 2024, he said. Hardware is already projected to fall 16.5% year on year in the current fiscal, while the minus for software is expected to hit 15.9%. The only way to stop these losses from totally ballooning next fiscal is to have a new device, and the second half of 2024 sounds like a realistic release window to me." Now there's a lot to unpack here, but basically there's an Unreal Engine 5 tech demo of the Matrix Awakens, and this was there to showcase how powerful the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 are, as I'll have the tech demo playing for you guys on screen right now, and basically everything that you see here in this video would be actually rendered by the video game system itself. And you can see here with how big the city is, with all the different buildings and the highways, with all the different cars and everything, like you would need a very powerful system to be able to render all of these different details and everything in really crispy, like native 4K quality. And if you're telling me now that the next generation Nintendo system or the Switch 2 is able to take a scene like this and also be able to render it, is just insanely impressive. Now, of course, when a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X is able to do this, they're actually using like the full potential of those systems and how much power those systems have to be able to run these types of things natively. But it did mention in the article that the Nintendo Switch is using Nvidia's DLSS upscaling technology. So basically this scene would be running at a lower resolution, but because Nintendo is using this upscaling technology, they're able to make this scene look more crispier and running in better frame rates to make it look just as good as it does on a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, and that is really, really impressive. Like, even if this entire scene was running in like 540p or 720p, just the fact that Nintendo could even use upscaling technology and just have like that magic work and make it look like a PS5 or an Xbox Series X is running this is just insanely impressive, because it shows you that they can use like weaker hardware and still be able to make their games look really, really good. And really, from what all the leaks and rumors are saying, the Switch 2 would be about 3 times less powerful than an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5, and running about close to a PS4 or a PS4 Pro or kind of an Xbox Series S in terms of its power performance, but it would be able to use this DLSS upscaling technology to make games look as good as they do on a PS5, and basically be able to look like how they do on those current gen systems. And so if all of this turns out to be true, we could be looking at one of the biggest Nintendo generation console leaps in terms of its performance that we have ever seen. Because, of course, when we go from one Nintendo home console to the next one, there is obviously an increase in power, but it's never really been that big. Like going from a GameCube to a Wii, or a Wii to a Wii U, or a Wii U to a Switch, yes, the systems get more powerful, but not really that much. From what they're describing here with the Switch to the Switch 2, this seems like it is going to be making like the next system kind of 8 times more powerful than what we have right now with the current Switch, and this could really mean that a lot of really nice games can now be supported on this system. Games like Street Fighter 6 and Elden Ring and Resident Evil 4 Remake, all of these really nice games that can come onto other systems can now be possible to come onto a Nintendo system and still look just as good as they do on a PS5 or Xbox Series X, and that is honestly so cool, because how many times have you guys seen a game that comes out on PlayStation and Xbox and Switch, but the Switch version just looks so worse compared to how they look on Xbox and PlayStation? Like, it just looks horrible. Like, the best example that comes to my mind is like The Witcher 3. Like, it's cool that The Witcher 3 is on the Switch, but like, it looks so much more fuzzy and pixelated compared to how it looks on PlayStation and Xbox, to the point where like, even if it is portable, I just don't really want to play a game as expansive as that on a system like this. So the fact that now it could actually be comparable to Xbox Series X and PS5 in terms of how good these types of games can look using this DLSS upscaling, that is honestly just really, really insane. And with all of this, even that other report that came out a few days ago saying that Final Fantasy VII Remake was running on the Switch 2 dev kit at PS5 levels of performance can actually be more believable now, because if you've got these big video game websites that are backing stuff like this up, then yeah, it can definitely take a PS4 game like Final Fantasy VII Remake and then be able to use this upscaling magic to be able to increase its resolution and frame rate and performance to make it look as good as it does on a PS5. So yeah, if anything, man, if all of this stuff does come into fruition, we could be looking at one of the most insane generations for Nintendo coming up in terms of how it is to play our games. And just imagine like Nintendo's first party games now taking advantage of this type of power. Like, can you imagine like the next 3D Zelda, the next 3D Mario, the next 3D Xenoblade, Fire Emblem, like Metroid, all of these types of games on this system? It is going to be insane. Imagine Smash Bros now. Like, oh my god, this is actually going to be insane if this all turns out to be true. So if anything, exciting times are definitely looking around the corner, and I can't wait to see what Nintendo has in store with this system. And so yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel, as well as I'm going to be talking more about the Nintendo Switch 2 as more information comes out. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think about all of this. How are you guys feeling about all this information with the Switch 2 possibly having graphics that are looking as comparable to a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, and using all of this DLSS upscaling technology, a Breath of the Wild tech demo running with better resolution and FPS, the Unreal Engine 5 Matrix Awakens tech demo? It's all some really exciting stuff, so definitely let me know in the comments down below how you guys feel about everything. Go follow me on Twitter at @Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.